Hey, you, pay attention. It's snippet time. Welcome to Sober Living Snippets, 2025 edition, where we live alcohol-free so we can heal our relationships, feel youthful again, and ditch regret and shame. Gals, so happy to be here, delivering a snippet right to your door. Please be seated, and thank you for the applause. I love you too. All right, today we're going to talk about Groundhog Day. I know that happens in, what is it, February? I don't know. Happens later in the year. I'm not talking about that Groundhog Day. Remember that movie, that Groundhog Day movie? I think we all know that what we mean when we say Groundhog Day is like living the same day over and over and over again. I want to talk to you today about not living Groundhog Day. Do you realize that we think the same thoughts every day over and over? We have a series of thoughts we think. It's like remember the record player? I know you do. We're all over 40 here. You know what a record player is. And we are stuck in the groove on the record. These same thoughts play over and over in our minds, and they dictate our actions, and that creates our lives, our emotions, what we experience in the world, the way we interact with others, and it's the same crap over and over and over again because we allow our minds to go on autopilot. What do we call it? We have a flabby mind. Look, I'm not trying to be mean here. We've talked about having a flabby mind before, but listen, we don't want a flabby body. We don't want a flabby mind, because when we don't take control of our minds, when we don't grab on to our thoughts and say, look, I'm in charge of what's going on here, then we're just living Groundhog Day. The same thoughts, which trigger the same emotions and the same actions, and then our lives are just agonizingly mundane and mediocre and boring, and we wonder what the hell is going on? What happened to my life? Is this really my life? We have to take control of our thoughts if we want to change our lives. We have to take control of our thoughts and our emotions if we want to change our lives. And our thoughts trigger our emotions. So it's all tied together. If you're putting down the alcohol and not working on this kind of stuff, you're not going to get where you want to go. It's really important to put down the alcohol and pick up personal development, pick up recovery, take control of your life, and then you can start building the life you want. And what we don't want is to be living the same day over and over again with a few minor variations, and it all stems from us allowing our thoughts to just do whatever the hell they want. How do we do this? How do we do this? I'm not going to just complain about it. Let's talk about what we do about it. This is, the basis of the snippets. This is what we're always talking about here. There are lots of things that I'm always asking you to do. I'm asking you to have a journal going. I'm asking you to write down certain things depending on the snippet, right? I'm giving you things to write down. I'm asking you to learn how to do a 5-minute meditation. I'm inviting you to learn how to do deep breathing or square breathing. All of these things create intention in our lives, so that we're not living Groundhog Day. So we're not just doing the same thoughts over and over. We have to start living with intention if we want to change our lives. And that requires effort. I know that. I get it. And, sometimes I wonder, you're just like, man, Becca's like a Nazi. She's just endlessly telling me to do stuff. When do I get to relax? I know. We need to relax. I know that. Do you know how I relax? I walk with Winnie. That's what I do. Winnie is my dog. If you haven't seen her anywhere yet, Winnie's my little dog. Winnie and I walk. We walk every single day, rain, snow, or shine. And that relaxes me. While I'm walking, I'm intentional about my thoughts. And because I've been doing it so long, it's not that big of an effort. But I can tell you right now, in the beginning, to think intentional thoughts is an effort. It's actually quite exhausting. Mental energy takes more than physical energy. So there you are walking. Let's just say you're walking, doing something to keep the body moving. And at the same time, trying to control your thoughts, you're going to be exhausted. So when do you get to relax? This is what you do. Allow yourself a relatively harmless distraction. In other words, Netflix. Go for it. Just don't do it mindlessly. If your mind is just out of control and you're exhausted from trying to control it, and you're like, I've done enough journaling, I've done enough meditation, I'm tired, I want to relax. Do something to distract yourself that isn't harmful. In other words, don't drink a bottle of wine. That's what we usually do, right? I mean, this is the thing we do to relax. We have a drink. And when we can't have the drink, it's very hard for us to unwind and relax. And so harmless distractions are the answer. Go to a movie or turn on Netflix, pull out a fiction novel, whatever you need to do to just allow yourself to escape without causing any damage. Now, we have to be careful. I mean, we don't want to be binging on Netflix night after night after night. We do have to take control of our thoughts. We do want to be growing, but of course we have to relax. And in the early days of sobriety, it's really hard to shut the mind off and relax. So by all means, take up some healthy distractions when you need a break, but don't allow yourself to just live on autopilot. That's my message for today. If you're living on autopilot, you're living Groundhog Day, your life won't change and you won't grow. So stay with the snippets, because I'm always giving ways to live intentionally. Teach you how to journal. I teach you how to breathe. I teach you how to have your sacred space, how to have your time out each day. All of these things, if you're a listener, will be familiar. If you haven't been with the snippets very long, don't worry. We will be talking about it in the upcoming episodes, how to live with intention. But for today, I just wanted to point out that we really want to avoid Groundhog Day, and that means no flabby minds. Grab a hold of your mind. What I'm going to do in the coming weeks, couple of weeks, is talk about how to live with intention, so that we don't have a flabby mind and we're not living Groundhog Day. So today was an introduction to that idea. I hope it excites you to consider that your life does not have to be a Groundhog Day of mediocrity and monotony. So stay tuned with the snippets. I will help you build a life of intention so you can not only quit drinking, but move yourself towards recovery and permanent freedom. Remember, I'm rooting for you. Thanks for popping in. Be sure to come back tomorrow so we can keep your head on straight. Sending you buckets of love.